What's up YouTube, it is your boy Darriusofficiall and I am back with another YouTube video. So as you guys can see from the title below, this video is a story time about the time that I was like held hostage by this guy that I met on Twitter. It is so embarrassing. It's not even funny, but it's like it's a little embarrassing. But like it's okay because you know we live and learn, so it's like it's fine, right? I'm still alive, so that's a good thing. Anyway, slight disclaimer: if you notice my eye, I am okay. If you know and you watch all my other videos and you know that it is a chalazion, and I might have to get it surgically removed, and I'm just scared. Anyway, fuck that. Let's get into the story, okay? Make sure to like and subscribe. This video is going to be one for the books because y'all know my story times are like I'm like the GOAT of story times. Like y'all love when I tell story times, but this story time I'm going to actually provide like screenshots and stuff. So y'all just work with me and let's get into it. Okay, so last year back in my old apartment, I had met this guy and we were texting, and I'm going to name the guy Jay. So we're gonna call him Jay. And y'all know I always give a description on what the person looks like. So he was light skinned, tall. He had to be like 6'3", 6'4", or something like that, but he was tall. And he was handsome. So I guess we could leave it at that. Oh, and like kind of worked out, you know, like he was like not buff, but like muscular sort, you know what I mean? Like, okay, all right, you guys get it. Anyway, so he hit me up on Twitter, and it was like he was very disrespectful the way that he hit me up. He said something along the lines of like he wanted me to be his bitch or something like that. And I'm like, hold on. we ain't gonna say that, because like, whoa, I don't know who you thought you was, but clearly you don't know me if like you thought. I don't even know why you hit me up like that. So I ignored his message, okay? Then he hit me up again, maybe like 2 days after that, and this message was a little bit different. And he's like, damn, you act like you too good to respond. And I responded and said, I didn't respond because who are you talking to? Like, you don't approach somebody like that. I don't know what the fuck you thought. This ain't that. So he apologized. He ended up asking for my Snapchat. We was texting on Snapchat for maybe like 3 days. It wasn't nothing too much. And then he sent me a video of him, and I was like, oh, okay, he kind of cute. Like, I'm like, okay. You know, he sent me a video of him, of just his face and everything, you know. And I'm like, okay. And then he asked for my number, so I gave him my number, right? Now, another thing. I just said his name. I'm going to bleep. I'm bleeping it out. At the time, we were both 20, but I was like about to be 21. Anyway, he asked for my number, so I gave him my number, and then he asked to FaceTime. We FaceTime, and like he was pretty cool. I learned a lot about him. He like does his own little business. Not even little, like very successful with it. Like he had money. He drives a nice truck and owns a house. And I was like, you own your shit. That I like that. That's the type of person that I like. But then I soon realized like he was very entitled, and I'm going to get to that. So anyway, we would FaceTime and we would talk for like a long period of time. I think it was maybe like a month. We were just talking, and within that month I noticed something about him. He had a smart ass mouth, and it made me realize that the thing that he said when he first hit me up on Twitter, it wasn't a mistake. That's just who he was. He's an asshole, literally an asshole. So I'm like, you know, but I'm just like, okay. And I just kind of told him like, look, if we're gonna be, you know, whatever, talking, cordial friends or whatever, you can't be disrespecting me because I don't disrespect you. So, you know, okay. So boom. All right. First off, towards the end of that month, he ended up mentioning that he wanted to come see me. Y'all kid y'all not, before I could even like agree to seeing him, you know how you just kind of like, oh yeah, well that's cool, maybe we could plan. The man already bought the ticket, which was fucking insane. Like it was nutty. I say, wait, so you coming? He was like, yeah, I'll be there on this day and blah blah blah. And I'm like, say hi to Kobe's. Hi, Tinkapoo. I'm making a video. Can you give me some space and just go? Anyway, so I was like, you bought the ticket? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, okay. All right, boom. So the day before he was supposed to get here, we got into like some type of argument. I can't remember. It was just petty. And he's like, oh, I'm not coming anymore. And I switched my flight. And I'm like, okay, don't care. I got shit to do anyway. And then the next morning, he texted me and was like, hey, I'm on my way. What type of games are we playing here? Like, what's going on? So I'm like, I just say, okay. So we kind of talk, and make a long story short, he ended up coming. The reason why we were arguing is because a few days prior to him coming out here, I was in the car with my mother. I took my mother to go get her nails done, and he thought that I was in the car with somebody else, and it was just fucking weird. And I'm like, first off, we're not together. I don't owe you any type of loyalty, but I was keeping it cool because, you know, like I'm not no confrontational person, and like if I like you, I'm gonna try to work with you, you know what I mean? And no joke, I liked him, so I say, okay, working with him. He kept calling me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude. And then he ended up texting me. He was like, are you in the car yet? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can you send me a picture of you in the car with your mom just to ease my mind? And I'm like, yeah, I got you. I sent him a picture. Okay, cool. And so basically that's what the argument was about, because he ended up bringing it back up, basically saying that he basically didn't believe that I was in the car with my mother. He think that I pulled up an older picture and that I was probably in the car with some dude and blah, 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 yada, yada, yada. And my argument was, we're not in a relationship. So therefore, I don't have any reason to lie to you. Also, even if I was in the car with somebody else, what does it, we're not in a relationship. You're coming out of here because yeah, we have interest in each other, but we also agreed upon you coming out here and seeing if that interest is the same in person. You see what I mean? Like, I can't do all of that, you know, just relax, come on. So boom, fast forward back to that morning when he was like, oh yeah, I'm here, blah, blah, blah. I ended up getting him from the airport, and then that day was pretty chill, but like it was every little thing that he was trying to make a problem out of every little thing, y'all. Like, it's fucking crazy. So I was folding up clothes before he even like was coming, you know, because like I don't know, I told him like I had shit to do, so I'm folding up clothes, what the fuck. And then he tells me like he's here, and I'm like, or that he's on his way, so I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, let me get my shit together. So I'm folding up my clothes. Boom, he comes. When I picks him up and we come back to my apartment, he gets upset because like I was folding up the clothes still. Okay, me being the person I am, I'm trying to work with you. I'm like, okay, yeah, maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I shouldn't be folding up my clothes. Maybe I should just leave my clothes on the floor so that you could think I'm a dirty motherfucker. Maybe I should just leave my clothes on the couch. Maybe I should just, I don't know. Like, first off, this is my first time seeing you, so use this time as I'm folding up my clothes. You act like you finna just be touching all on me. Like, no, like, use this time to talk. Let's talk to each other, blah, 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 you know? And so we kind of squashed that. He ended up helping me a little bit fold the rest of the clothes that I had, and then I just put the rest in the hamper and I just put it in my closet, left it alone. That night was pretty chill. We chilled, watched the movie, boom, bada bing, all of that. So boom, the next day is where shit started to get hectic. No joke. Y'all, this whole little trip and little visit of him being here was bad. Like, it was fucking bad. So the next morning, we kind of woke up and he was complaining that like he wanted to, he was complaining that because like, I don't know, you know, I got a cat. But okay, I have a cat, but at my old apartment, I didn't allow Kobe in my room because he used to scratch up like the carpet inside of like the closet and shit. So I never allowed him in my room for a certain period of time. I guess since Jay knew that I had a cat and he just figured like, okay, you know, Kobe's around, that I let him in my room, and I specified to him that I didn't because okay, he had allergies or whatever. So I agreed. I'm like, okay, no, he don't be in the room, blah, blah, blah. He made a big old deal about it and was just like, no, but he's still here and I just don't trust it. So we need to go to Hobby Lobby and get new comforters and sheets. Y'all, this man literally kept bugging me about it. We literally had to go to Hobby Lobby to go get comforters and sheets. Like, we argued about it, literally argued about it, because I'm like, it's not that serious. So as we're in Hobby Lobby, we get into a whole big old deal about it because he's trying to get like these fancy comforters and shit. And I'm just like, just get like, if you really that stressed out about it, just get like a normal ass new fucking sheet and a normal ass comforter and maybe like a pillowcase or something. Like, you just doing a lot, like, you know. And he ends up throwing the money at me and walking out of the store. What the fuck, I look like a stripper? Who the fuck are you throwing money at? And then just gonna walk away like, yeah, I did that. So I follow after him. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is your problem? Y'all, this man like kind of just nudged me and I'm like, hold on, who the fuck, hold what's going on? Like, I don't like this, you tripping. So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, all right, okay, cool. I told him, I'm like, look, you need to calm down. I'm just saying, if you gonna get some fucking comforters, you don't need to be getting no fucking, what the fuck, you want some shit that say Louis Vuitton? Like, no, we don't fucking need that. What the hell? Like, bruh, come on. And I made his ass buy it because you the one who want new fucking sheets. I know for a fact my cat don't be in my fucking room, on my fucking bed. Like, no, I don't know, because he doesn't even come inside of my fucking room. Anyway, we got into a little thing about that. When we came back to my apartment, put the cover on the bed and everything, and I'm just kind of like, I wasn't really feeling him because I don't like your attitude. It was always something. And this is only the second day. Y'all, literally, I went downstairs. I think I just needed some air or something. I went downstairs. He texted me and said, I'm just gonna pack my suitcase and go. I said, what, why? He never texted me back. So I go upstairs and I'm like, what is your problem? And he's like, I just can't do this. This is just too much, blah, blah. I'm like, bruh, it's been a day, and every situation or every incident that we've had, that we have gotten into it, is because of you. I don't know what the hell is going on, but you're just doing too much. You can't come into my space, my area, my aura, and get to change that shit around. It don't work like that, especially not with all these negative tactics and antics and shit, you know. Like, you just, and then the way that you brought it up to me about a comforter is just like, come on, like, you're just doing a lot. Boom, okay, that was that. We squashed it. We talked about it, y'all. Literally, we talked about it. Every time we squashed the issue, he always made another one. Not even 2 hours later, we going to go get some food, but he left his bag upstairs upstairs. So he asked me, can I go upstairs and go get it? I went upstairs to go get his bag, but I couldn't find it. He texted me and he said, come here now, like back downstairs. So I texted him, I'm like, where's your bag? And he's like, come here now, I said, before I leave your car down here. And I'm like, I'm just confused. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What's happening? Like, what the fuck is wrong with him? This man is bipolar. Literally, y'all. It was like, the man is literally fucking bipolar. So I'm like, okay, can't find this fucking bag, but you ain't finna leave my car. So I go back downstairs and he's in the car just like a fucking attitude. And I'm like, Lord Jesus, be offense, cause I'm finna smack this boy in his face. What the fuck? So I'm like, what now, man? And he talking about, I'm about to ask you a question. I need you to be 100% honest with me. I'm like, what? And he said, who is such and such? Y'all, so y'all know, okay, so my car, I have like the little, you know, the little touchscreen thing where, you know, you could like set up your CarPlay and then you could see the calls, the music, the messages and stuff. I guess somebody texts me and he just get the question like, oh, who is this, blah, 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 such and such. Now I'm gonna be honest, the person who texted me was a person who liked me, but like, okay, like I'm not, you know, I'm not flirting with anybody, like what the hell? But even if I was, once again, we are not in a relationship and you know this. Now I understand if we agreed on something else, but sir, I only known you a month and honestly, this is my first time ever allowing myself to be in somebody's presence that I didn't know for that long. Out of town wise, like you're doing a lot, you know? So I'm not gonna lie, I kind of got choked up because I didn't know what message he saw or what. I just knew that he saw the name. So I just kind of lied and I said, oh, that's my cousin. And he's like, And then his whole demeanor just went left. He wasn't talking to me. We went to go get food and then we came back to my apartment and he just was literally there just like not saying anything. I'm just like, man, I can't do this. Mind you, this is literally the second day. Literally the second day. Only the second day. Now I'm stressed out. Mind you, he was ignoring me. I was in the living room and he like was in my room and he just kind of just shut himself off and I'm like, okay, whatever. Hey, you know, shoot, I'm not gonna beg you to, you know, whatever. This is where things went left though. This is where the hostage part came. So boom, I walked past the room to go to the bathroom and he was like, hey, come here, I gotta talk to you real quick. I'm like, okay, let me use the bathroom first. Yeah, I went to the bathroom and I'm just like, oh my God, like it's about to happen again. I just can't, like I just don't know what's about to happen. So I use it, I pee, and then I go back in the room and he asked me, he was like, I'm gonna ask you one more time, who is that was texting your phone? And I'm like, my cousin. Y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I was going so hard with this lie because like, I don't even know, like truly, to be honest, like I had no reason to lie. It's just, if I kind of got a vibe that he was like a little off, like a little weird. Like, I don't know what you would do if I tell you like, oh yeah, this is somebody who has some type of interest in me. First off, I didn't even meet the person that I was texting at the time. We weren't even texting, it's just, you know how you just got a person that you might FaceTime occasionally, y'all might flirt. That's what that little shit was anyway. But mind you, once again, I'm not in a relationship with you though. Like, I've only known you for a fucking month. Not in a relationship with you. And then just a few days ago, before you even come to see me, you told me you're just chilling with your ex. So I'm not even tripping, like, you know, like I just can't. Anyway, I told him, I said, that's my cousin. And he's like, so you gonna keep lying to me? And y'all, when he said that, it's like his whole face just switched up. So I started backing up and I was about to leave out the room. When I tell y'all, he was just walking towards me and like he closed the door and I was just like, I'm like, come on, like I just can't. And then like he literally just backed away a little bit and he was like, you know what, okay, it's your cousin. And I was like, and I just kind of opened up the door and I walked out and I went back into the living room. And then I sat on my couch, y'all, and I was just on my phone. Not even 10 minutes after, he gets to storming out the room, walking in my direction. I'm like, and he like, nah, fuck this. And he tries to grab my phone as it's in my hand and like trying to take it out of my hand. And I'm like, yo, I'm like, relax, bro. Like, what the fuck? I got some shit up in here. No. And then at this time, I was doing that damn OnlyFans shit. No. No. I mean, y'all know I wasn't naked on OnlyFans, but still, shit. You better back up. So I'm like, so I'm grabbing my phone. He trying to grab me. I'm like, bro, like, watch out. So I snatched my phone out of his hand. I put it in my back pocket. And then I kind of like backed up. Like, I stood up and I kind of backed up. This man cornered me because my couch was like, it had a gap from the wall and there was nowhere to go. So it was just like, and I'm like, bro, I'm like, watch out, man. And he like, no, hand me your phone. And I'm like, no. Why? He's like, because if you're not gonna tell me who was texting, then I'm gonna see myself. And I'm like, that's none of your business. Like what the hell is wrong with you? He talking about it is some of my business though. He got mad and was basically, his whole face just like turned red. And he's like, it is my business though, because I didn't fly out here for nothing and blah 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 yada yada yada. And I'm like, dude, you have nothing to worry about. Like you tripping, like you just thinking too much into it. It's kind of getting really irritating irritating because now I'm getting frustrated. And y'all, when I get mad, like my voice, like I just get mad, and like you could just tell, like so I'm getting frustrated now because I'm like, dude, move, like get the fuck out of my way. And he's like, he's not, no. So at this point, I don't know what to expect. I'm thinking that this man is going to like try to kill me or something. Like I'm like, what the hell is going on? I'm like, bro, like chill. And he's literally not letting me go nowhere. Like hands like this. Every time I'm trying to move, like he's grabbing me by my shirt or whatever. Like he's literally grabbing me. I'm like, Jay, move, I'm not joking. So I tried to pull out my phone, y'all, no joke. It got so bad to the point where the last time that I tried to squeeze from under him, he like grabbed me hard and threw me back to the wall. And I'm like, this nigga is crazy. So I tried to hurry up and pull out my phone and call somebody. I don't know who, but I was trying to call somebody, whether it was 911, my best friend, somebody. And like he grabbed my phone and slung it behind him, and it like hit the window and shit. I thought the window broke. I'm like, dude, what the fuck? In my head, I'm like, nigga, you just had my phone. That was your perfect opportunity to go through it. Like, what the fuck? And he like, all I'm asking is who the fuck it was, and you can't even tell me that, blah, blah. I'm like, that's none of your business. What don't you understand? I don't know how many times I need to say it for you to understand what I'm trying to tell you, but it's none of your business. Just as simple as that, right? So now I'm really frustrated, and I'm just like, would you just please move? Like, I'm getting hot, I'm getting irritated. I don't know what you are capable of, and I just don't trust you because I feel like you about to put your hands on me. And I mean, you might win because you a big nigga, but I'm gonna go out swinging too, you know? Like, so literally an hour and a half went by, y'all. I'm not even joking. An hour and a half. The sun went down at this point. An hour and a half went by, and he finally just moved and walked off and was like, don't worry about it, and just went back in the room. I literally grabbed my phone and I just went downstairs, and I'm like, I called my best friend. I'm like, yo, like this man is crazy. She's like, what? I'm telling, like, I'm calling Kaya, and she's like, what? I'm like, yeah, this man is crazy. Like, literally. I didn't, y'all, that whole time he was there, I couldn't even text her because like I didn't even want to be on my phone. Like I just felt, you know what I mean? Like, oh, it was bad. I don't ever want to feel like that again. So crazy. I probably sat outside for like 20 minutes, cooled down, and then I went back upstairs. He ended up coming back out of the room, and he's like, look, we need to talk. And I'm like, what's up? He's like, I'm gonna let it go. If you say it's your cousin, it's your cousin. I'm gonna let it go, blah, blah. I'm like, okay, thank you. So in the back of my head, I'm like, bitch, we made it. Like, I'm like, because you making we work up a sweat. Like, I'm scared, damn it. I'm like, okay, finally. That night, we chilled again. It was just like, it was cool, whatever. So I'm thinking like, okay, maybe, like I know this man is crazy, but I'm trying to give him a chance. I'm like, maybe, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know what I was thinking, y'all. Is just, okay, boom, that was that. That same night, he kept trying to extend his stay. Like he was online trying to purchase a later ticket. And I'm like, no. He's like, why can't I purchase a later ticket? And I'm just lying and base stuff saying like I have other things to do. I feel like I'm a stranger in my own home. And I feel like I'm being held hostage, literally. Like, y'all, I was not on my phone. I didn't feel like I was able to be on my phone. I can't even go to the bathroom without him thinking like I just went to the bathroom and I'm trying to text or like call some, I don't know, it was weird. Like, literally, he kept telling me that he needed me to go to sleep exactly at the time he went to sleep. I'm like, what is going the freak on? Literally. So boom, he kept trying to buy a ticket, and I'm just like, no, I got stuff to do, blah, blah, blah. So the day after that is the day that he was leaving, and we woke up that morning. His flight wasn't until like 7 p.m. that evening, but when we woke up, as soon as we woke up, things were kind of like chill. We went to go get some food, and then we came back, and he started like packing up his suitcase and everything, and I'm like, okay, you know, maybe he's just packing it up for later. But literally, he packed up his suitcase and then just walked out the door, and I'm like, so I call him as he's like, as I hear the door close, because I'm in the room at this point, and I say, hey, where'd you go? Mind y'all, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning at this time. And he's like, I just can't do this with you. You're just a liar and blah, 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 and such and such. He's like, I'm just not doing this. I'm like, what are you talking about? And he's like, I just don't trust you with the whole phone thing. And I'm just like, here we go again with this shit. I just told him, I said, look, man, come back up in this apartment. And I'm just like, man, and before I could even get my words out, he's like, you know what, never mind. And then he hung up, and like 5 minutes later, I hear him back at the door. Like, he's knocking, and I'm like, looking through the peephole, and I'm like, y'all know how you got that good angel, the bad angel? Good angel, like, think logical, don't let that man in. Don't let that man in. Bad angel, like, let him in. Be toxic, get your ass beat, get kidnapped, get your organs taken. Like, I'm like, but I let him in because I'm like, I know his flight isn't until later, and I just, But that was the worst idea ever, because this day was the worst day that he was here. I let him in. As soon as I opened up the door, he brought in his suitcases. And y'all, I kid you not, he literally went just like this. He closed the door, grabbed me by my arms like this, like right here, picked me up and carried me into the room, threw me on the bed and closed the door and locked. Now he's hovering over me like this and he's like, who is that texted your phone? And I'm like, Lord have mercy. Lord be a fence, please, cause I can't keep doing this. And I'm like, dude, you steady asking who's texting me, like it's nobody. Like I keep telling you that. Y'all, I was literally like this on the bed for so long, and I'm just like, okay, can you just move? I'm like, I'm getting hot. Like we could talk, but like, dude, make a long story short, situation got heated again. He ended up pushing me. I fell against the closet. Like it was bad. Like, and I didn't even touch the man. He's just upset because of whatever he thought that he saw, whoever he thought he saw text me. And I'm just like, so now I'm like, okay. And I just get frustrated. I said, you know, I'm not doing this. I said, I'm not doing this. You're gonna have to go. He told me something, I'm not going anywhere. You not what you you not going where? What? Who? You got to go. I don't know. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the fuck up out of here, because you're not about to be holding me hostage in my own fucking house. So y'all, I literally grabbed my keys off of my dresser and I tried to open up the door. He literally like pushed me against the door and closed it. And I'm like, bruh. He grabbed my keys and threw them across the room. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? The man kept grabbing me and shaking me. I'm like, bro, stop touching me. And he told me, I'm not gonna hit you. I'm not gonna hit you. I don't know why you think I'm gonna hit you. What you mean you don't know why you think I'm going, you're gonna hit me? Like, what the fuck? You literally are holding me hostage in my room, grabbing me and shaking me like I'm a fucking rag doll. And every time I try to leave, you either push me. I'm not feeling it. Mind y'all, it was 11 o'clock. His flight wasn't until 7. We were in the room tussling and arguing. I couldn't leave the room. I was in the room until 3 o'clock. No joke, not even joking. And I'm just like, what the freak? He was grabbing my phone. He's trying to put in his own password to see if it's gonna open. And he's talking about, hey Siri and everything. Like, this man is literally crazy. So when I see that he was on the bed in my phone, I took that as an opportunity I just said, fuck it. Cause y'all, I'm not gonna lie, I was really scared. I just said, fuck it. And I literally just opened up the door and I tried to run out the front door. This man was on me like white on rice. I don't even know how he managed to get to me that quick. Or maybe I just wasn't running fast enough. It was bad. And yeah, he ended up catching me. Y'all, and I literally was at this point, like, I'm frustrated. Like, my eyes are red. I felt like crying because I was so mad and frustrated. I'm like, would you just leave me the fuck alone? I'm like, can you just please go? Just go, just go, just go. Yo, and it was a no-go. It was a no-go. Literally, he picked me up again and threw me in my room and just didn't say anything. He literally said nothing. He stood in front of the door and kept trying to guess the passcode to my phone. He ended up locking my phone so many times that my phone was locked for 2 hours. And he made me sit in the room and have a conversation with him about who that person was. And I'm just like, yo. Then he see I was so frustrated. He tried to walk up and hug me. And I'm just like, dude, no, like, you're crazy, literally. Y'all, by this time, it was already like close for him to be getting on his flight. And I just kind of, I tried to keep cool for the longest. So I end up just telling him, like, look, this is nobody you have to worry about. I keep telling you. And I just kind of squashed it. I let it go. I'm like, dude, like, so he's like, okay, that's all you had to say, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, I've been trying to express to you that's what it is. So at this point, I'm kind of just like playing it cool, playing it calm, so that there would be no more issues and I could just get this man to the airport and just get him out of my life, right? Y'all, he literally tries to, like, as he's talking to me, he's like walking close and I'm just like, bro, like, just give me some space. And he's like, no, I'm sorry, I want to give you a hug. But like, he starts making like the hug sexual, like touching on me and everything. I'm like, bro, like, come on, man. Like, I don't know what the man was capable of. I was really scared. And all I knew was, like, I was gonna swing and I should have been swung. But you know, when you're in a situation like that, your mind goes somewhere else and it just be like what the hell is, what's really happening? It was bad. Anyway, the time came for him to get on his plane and he kept begging to extend the flight. And in my head, I'm like, fuck no, hell no, because you cool now, but come tomorrow morning, your ass gonna make up a fucking problem about who texted me. Like, literally, I haven't even spoke to my mom within that time frame. Like, I spoke to nobody. My fucking phone was just ding, 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 dinging because his ass made a fucking problem on who was texting me. I don't give a fuck who's texting you. Cool. Anyway, make a long story short, I ended up dropping him off at the airport. His time came. Okay. Maybe a few days after that, maybe like 2 days after that, I got on Twitter and I was like, you know, sorry I haven't been on social media lately. I've been held hostage. And like, I mean, it was the truth though. And I guess he seen it and he just went had left and was like, you telling people you were held hostage, I don't trust you, and you saying people calling your phone. He told me that in order for me to gain his trust back, that he needs to hit raw, like raw. First off, you not hitting at all, and I'm so glad I didn't let you hit, because if you act like this without any, you know, lick of anything, what would you do if you had, you know? And I'm just like, this man is crazy. Need him out of my life. I was so glad that he left, y'all, because like I was able to get back to a normal life. Like, it was crazy, y'all. And then like he was so disrespectful too. Like, it was the things that he say, like he said certain things to try to get under your skin, like calling you out your name, saying you're this, you're that, how you don't make as much money as him, and how you won't be shit in life, and just like, I'm talking about like he's just going nutty, y'all. Like, he's so disrespectful. When he left, he was texting me and just like, I should have hit and left, like just ridiculous stuff. And I'm telling him, I'm like, you weren't gonna hit. I don't know like what you thought, but because if it was gonna happen, it was gonna happen. But you know, like, that's your problem. That's your problem. You need to humble yourself. I felt like he thought because like he had a whole bunch of money and like he was, you know, doing good, that was supposed to like win me over, or, you know, get me to be like submissive to him or something like that. But at the end of the day, sir, I'm successful in what the fuck I do too. Money is nothing but an extension of who the fuck you are or what the fuck you do. It doesn't make you. You need to understand that. You make good money, and so do I. I don't need nobody to, I don't need no man, nobody to take care of me. I got it myself. I know how to handle it myself, and I'm going to do it myself. But outside of that, you need to learn how to talk to fucking people. You don't get to call somebody out their name, treat them a certain way, or, you know, feel like you get to bum rush your way into somebody's life and they just supposed to comply. Like, it doesn't work like that. So you need to control yourself. We literally got into a whole argument. He called my friend a bitch. He called Kaya a bitch. Literally, he called Kaya a bitch, and she's like, and I'm like, yo, after that, chopped it completely off. And I'm like, thought that was it, you guys. It wasn't. I know, literally, it's crazy story time, crazy, I'm sorry. Thought that was it, and it wasn't. A few days after that, I checked my social medias and I was tagged on a post of his story. The man posted a video of me, like I had on clothes because he didn't even see me naked, but like I had just woke up from a nap. I took a nap on my floor and everything, and he was like sleep on the couch. And I guess he recorded a video of me, and like he posted it, was like, this person, this is Darriusofficiall, he won't ever be shit in life, blah blah blah, yada yada yada. He's like, this is his address. Like, he literally was talking so much shit about me, and I'm like, I said, I don't give a fuck. I said, you can leave all that other shit talking shit up there. I said, but one thing you're gonna have to do is delete that address, because that's about the only truthful shit you ever said. So I don't know like what's going on, and I just like, bro, like, you need to control yourself, y'all. This shit sent him, and he's like, don't make me come out there and beat your ass and like get you together. I will come out there. I know where you live. You need to watch your back. Like, y'all, I promise y'all, every time for like the past month that I would leave out the house, I felt like I needed to watch my son, because this man is crazy. Like, I'm like, what the hell? What the freak? What the shoot? I'm like, what the fuck? I said, bro, look, listen, I'm not gonna call the cops on you. I will call my brothers on you. My brothers will beat your ass. Stop playing with me, because like, I don't need all of that negative energy. You don't have to speak to me. If you're not feeling some type of way with somebody, let that shit go. Cool, you don't have to talk to me, but you're not gonna disrespect me. It's what you're not gonna do. Not gonna keep on calling me on my name. Boom. The man sent me hella pictures of him and his ex. Like, it was just like, what? He's literally an abomination to mankind. Haven't talked to him since. Yeah, but that was it. That was my story time about the time that I was held hostage in my own facility, in my own house. It was bad. I'm sorry, I don't mean to cry. I'm a tough cookie. You are a tough cookie. No, you're a tough cookie. No, you're a tough cookie. Anyway, I hope that you guys enjoyed that story time. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, click that bell on the side so that you can be notified. Make sure that you tell a friend or two, because it is good for you. I love you guys so much, and I will see y'all in my next YouTube video. Make sure that you comment down any other videos that you want to see from me, whether it's story times, challenges, a vlog, whatever you want to see. Let me know, and I will be able to provide it for you. I love you guys so much. Make sure that you watch my other videos, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.